Hello and good evening everybody, welcome to unofficial Racing. This is season 17, we're here for round 1 in Austria at the Red Bull Ring, and alongside me I've got Dane. How are you doing, mate?
I'm doing good, thank you very much. It's an honour to be in the commentary box with you for a new season of unofficial Racing. Hope you guys could give us some good racing for the season ahead.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Yeah, obviously I raced in this tier last season, so I know a few of these drivers, but there has been a bit of turnover from last season. Of the top 7, only one driver remains, and that is Truth, so he could be a fancy title contender. And actually the quickest driver qualifying night was MCFC boy, so he could be a contender. As I'll quickly go through the drivers for you, so you know who's pairing up where. In the Mercedes we've got Storm and Adam, and they're both race premium. In the Ferrari we've got Truth and Craig Senna. Craig's a race premium driver. In the Red Bull we've got Gazza, who's always in that car, alongside Zach Jarvis. They're both race premium. In the McLaren we've got Salty Bear, who joined halfway through last season, race premium driver, and he's alongside Erdy, who's making his debut. In the Renault we've got Rogue, who's a race premium driver, alongside him is Alpha. And in the Racing Point team we've got Bush Lightyear and TJW, they're both rookies and they're both race premium drivers. And in the Alpha Tower we've got 2 returning drivers in Liam and Jess. Obviously Jess, head of broadcasting and a member of the management team, and she's a race premium driver. And in the Alfa Romeo we've got Enz, who has created the task system which we use, which helps us with broadcasting and all sorts, and alongside him is Jacko, who's making his debut in the league. In the Haas we've got a familiar pairing, these two paired up last season in that Haas car. We've got Indecisive and Alex Lillihat, who are both premium drivers. And in the Williams we've got Kingan, who's race premium, alongside him MCFC boy, who, as I said, was the quickest guy in qualifying night. Any of them drivers you fancy to do well this season? Any drivers you're familiar with?
Well, I remember in season 12, I remember racing against Gazzaman and Liam.
Yeah.
So I'm familiar with them guys. Also raced with you as well, but you're in here with the commentary box. But yeah, the guys I'm familiar with. I remember commentating in the last race of this season, Vietnam, and I remember the Haas drivers as well. So yeah, I remember quite a few names.
Yeah, there's quite a few decent. Yeah, there's quite a few drivers. Yeah, it's quite a good tier. It's quite a wide open tier. Obviously, we've got a few rookies. Interested to see how they do, and obviously, it should be a good one. As this Austria track, obviously a track you enjoy. You've won here in the past. What's the certain aspects of this track you enjoy? Because I've heard you're a big fan of it.
Oh yeah, I love this. I love everything about this track. Really, I love the high downforce corners in the middle sector, and just love how every corner is an overtaking opportunity. You can really send it, and if you have the guts, you can really make an overtake happen anywhere. That's why I really love this track so much.
Yeah, and obviously also there's a big factor on the curbs on here. The curbs can be quite lethal, so you've got to be careful on them. And track limits, don't see this part of the penalties, because track limits, especially in turn 1, is a major hindrance to drivers.
Yeah, definitely. Turn 1 is, you really got to get that corner perfectly, because any sort of slip up could lose you so much time, especially with the long straight as well. It's just high risk, high reward, and if a driver can take that perfectly, they're going to gain lots and lots of time.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of potential at the pit lane in Austria, but the stewards have decided in the stewards report this week that you don't have to slow down specifically for the pit lane. Obviously this does create contention every time you race. So if you're racing a car and they come in the pits, you just got to be careful. You don't have collisions, because we've seen it happen in the past. In 2 stops mandatory in this league, there's more likelihood of that happening.
Yes, it's good that the stewards have made that rule, because especially with the pit entry, if you have to, how the pit entry is a very high downforce corner, it could easily lead into miscommunication. It's good for the stewards to make that rule ineffective, because that'll definitely lead to less collisions, hopefully.
Yeah, we've got 19 drivers for the first race. That's a good turnout. The only driver not here, I believe, is Erdy. So a good turnout for the first race of the season. We're about to get underway for qualifying. Rain can happen in Austria, so let's see what happens.
I wouldn't mind a bit of rain to spice things up.
No, yeah. Wet qualifying is always quite exciting, especially I've had a few qualifyings where it's like dry at the start, but it starts to rain, so you go out 6 tyres and you've only got 1 lap to do. So if that happens, let's see an action-packed start, but we're about to get underway. So season 17.
So then I know this is extremely early, but do you think you have any names you think they could be up there for a championship battle?
I fancy Truth. I fancy Truth could be contender. He was quite good last season. He was unlucky not to win a race last season. He was battling with Gus. Obviously, it was really quick last season. A couple of tracks. I fancy him, and also I remember Salty Bear joined last season, and I always noticed he was quite quick. But what happened? Well, the main issue with Salty Bear was he made a lot of mistakes under pressure, and if he can smooth it out, he can definitely be a contender, as is the dry qualifying session.
Made some good points there. I think the fastest driver of qualifying night, that was at MCFC boy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And on the history and track guide, we've got the hot and cold drivers, and he's been pointing out as a hot driver simply for that fact. And also the cold driver is Jess, who finished 18th in the previous season. She's looking to do better than that this season.
Hopefully she can driving the Scooter at AlphaTauri. She's teamed up with Liam, so hopefully they can be a solid pairing, and hopefully they can bring on good points for the AlphaTauri team.
Yeah, I believe they will be communicating via headset, and if you have a teammate you can communicate with, it makes racing a lot easier. As I've had a few teammates where we've had communication, and that does help. And that does help with the such as pitch strategy and what's happening up ahead. Cars coming out now, mainly obviously with it being a two-stop, with it being a mandatory two-stop, we expect soft tyres to be mainly used. There'll be no, the alternate strategy is not really a factor in the two-stop race, so expect these drivers to come out on soft tyres and have a go. And obviously Austria, it's a track where you can possibly maybe do 3 runs in, possibly maybe do 4 runs in qualifying, but you have to leave it really tight for timing, don't you? I expect most drivers to do the 3 runs.
Yeah, because of the lap of Austria, it's quite short, like within a minute, just over that. The drivers, they would have more than enough ERS to be able to do 2 flying laps, but it depends whether they want to take the risk of the slightly more worn tyres to get their little boosts, keep the momentum.
Yeah. So the first guy to start a lap is Apex Rogue in the Renault. Obviously, a few drivers have changed teams this season, so that's something to get used to. And he's validated his lap already in turn 1, so that shows you how difficult the track limits are, because that it can get you on the inside and the outside of turn 1.
Yeah, definitely, but at least he's making these mistakes early, just get used to the limits of the track, so he doesn't make sure he makes those mistakes at the end of the session where it really matters. Yeah,
because I've had it a few times qualifying where I've validated all my laps, and you leave on the final lap and you put so much pressure on yourself that you don't tend to really nail it. So yeah, obviously with such a short track, we expect to see the grid really tight, so one mistake could cost you several rows in the grid, as ends is also invalidated, and that's in turn 3 this time. And a lot of drivers in the pre-race interviews have been mentioning turn 3 for traction, especially on no assists. The traction out that corner can be quite difficult, so you've got to really be careful on the throttle when exiting that corner, and if you mess it up, it also affects your run down to turn 4. So in the race, if some guy messes up turn 3, you might see some guys, especially the DRS, going for moves into turn 4.
I'd love to see some moves around the outside through there, would be really good. But
yeah, Salty Bear's the first guy, set a lap with 1:04.1. Obviously that's a early bank, that's a good lap for him so far. But what do you expect the pole lap to be around here? Obviously the lower tier, it might be a bit lower than, might be a bit higher in other tiers, but do you expect to be a low 1 minute 3 for poles, or do you think it might be a mid?
I think some of the quicker guys in this tier, like maybe people like MCFC Boy or Truth, they may be able to get into the high 2s, I think, but I think a low 3, high 2 is to be expected at this tier.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, Sweat Bear's got a bank win already, and we'd look to improve on that as we progress, as TJ's gone second with a 1:06.0. His Troop's on a good lap, he's purple sector 2, so go on board with the Ferrari driver, let's see what he can do. Oh, he goes a bit wide on the exit and comes in the pit, so he must have made a mistake in that lap, and he's coming in to abort that run. Kingan, what can he do? He's about to finish his lap. Obviously Kingan, he's been in this league for quite a few seasons, he's yet to really hit the heights of what to expect. He's had a pole position in the past, but he's yet to win a race. He's been looking to break that duck this season.
he does have some time he needs to gain there. He's 3/10 off the provisional pole time of Salty Bear, so he does have some time to gain, but there is still a long time left in this session to go.
Yeah, it was all. So on board with MCFC boys on the lap. Obviously our fastest guy in qualifying that last season. He's gone to 4th place there, but 104.7. So yeah, Salty Bears laps standing up quite well so far, but do expect these lap times to drop as the track rubbers up.
You know, Zach Jarvis can get in the way of Liam under medium tyres there. Hopefully that didn't trouble Liam too much, but seems to have avoided his lap time, so maybe it
yeah,
did.
Liam's already invalidated his lap, so maybe he invalidated by going wide, and then that triggered the invalidation. Whereas Apex World goes third from McLaren's. Oh no, Apex World's in Renault, sorry. Yeah, he's up to 3rd place, so good lap for him. And he had a good final set. He had a good final set as well. The final set was quite difficult to master because you have to really attack. You have to really attack them, but if you run a little bit deep, that just really affects you running into final corner. So it's quite interesting to be corners, and when the pressure builds later on, especially a few mistakes in there. As Craig Senna, the first guy, set time 103.
So what do you think about these guys on the mediums right now? I've used this strategy quite a lot in the position tier last season, but maybe you could like use the mediums as your first tyre in qualifying, and so you can save a fresh pair of soft tyres for later on in the race.
I've done it in the past in some races where I've done that in the past in some races where I feel like the main strategy is soft, medium, soft, and obviously they want to save a fresh set of softs for the race, and yeah, but it just. And also, running the mid-tyre early on, it can mean you go couple laps longer runs. You can maybe get a bit more confidence on the track, but yeah, it could be a good strategy there for these guys. But obviously, if these guys qualify for outside top 10, they should in theory set the right tyre. They should in theory have 2 fresh sets of softs for the race as Alpha nicked Craig Senna for pole position. Ends as well, so it's tightened up at the top there. Ends 4 lap mold soft tyres, so it just shows you he's had a long run there and he spun it coming out turn 1. I wouldn't surprise if them tyres have gone over the cliff.
Yeah, it's not really smart for him to be doing 4 hot laps on these tyres, especially if he's going to qualify within the top 10. He would definitely need to improve on that lap if he wants to have any chance in the race to fight at the front, because he's definitely overusing them tyres.
Yeah, he's just going to have no them tyres, a couple of laps in the race, they'll just die off, so he'll be looking to improve. So that was Truth gets pole position there, 103.8, but yeah, ends, well, it's good. And if it does, yeah, we need to improve. As Jacko goes at 9th place, he'll be about some laps here, but Zach Jarvis on with, he's out on the softs. We've got Storm out on the softs. The 2 Mercedes yet to set a lap time, also Jess hasn't either. So their guys are under pressure, and obviously the reigning constructors champion of his tier last season, they're 2nd and 8th, so they're looking quite good so far. But the Ferrari boys, Truth mentioned in his previous interview that he thinks him and Craig Senna can fight for the constructors crown. We're looking at that. It's early days, but looking like they can.
Yeah, these 2 guys have pace, and I'm sure last season they were both competing in the prospect here as well. Yeah, they've shown highlights of pace, and hopefully they can, as a team, work together to get that trophy, which is, of course, sponsored by, I believe it's Liam 13.
Yeah, obviously he's racing in Liam, our sponsor trophy. He's racing in the podium tier, which is the next race at 7 PM I believe, and on his Twitch stream you get an onboard perspective of his driving, so if you fancy going on board if I want a racing driver, you can do that at 7 PM when that tier starts. So you can save us for the remainder of the race, enjoying that after that's completed, because this grid looks pretty close. No real standout driver so far. Zach Jarvis is on luck. What can he do? Zach Jarvis, I've raced in the past, and one thing with Zach Jarvis is he does have pace, but what I've noticed with him is he's very, very inconsistent. He makes a lot of stupid mistakes. He has 1 podium from season 13 I believe, but I think he's capable of a lot more than what he's done in the past.
Well, at the moment, putting his Red Bull in 7th, the 2 Red Bulls in 6th and 7th, not a bad showing from the 2 at the moment, but
no,
hopefully hopefully these two can work together and do well in the constructors. They do seem like a solid pairing and seem pretty even on pace.
Yeah, Gaz had a difficult season last season. He tried no assists and it just didn't work out for him. So I believe he's gone back to medium traction and it's gotten a bit more confidence down now. I expect to see a stronger season on Gazza and expect to see him have that podium position which tends to be in this team. He's always a solid driver, and obviously me and you have both won constructors championships with him, so he's quite a good teammate. He's a good guy, and I hope he has a good season.
Same here. Just, yeah, as you said, he's a really nice guy, and remember winning the constructors championship with him was a really good moment, really good fun that season.
Yeah, he's going board with Jess Game, obviously returning from last season, and she was in the dreaded press conference this week, and she got asked about that 8th place, if she can do any better than that, and she said she definitely missed racing last season, and she's going to aim higher for PA2, and she's been working to improve, and she's looking to have some good results. And obviously the new point system this season for obviously now the top 12 score, so there's more opportunities for drivers like Jess to get in the points, to hang into the race, if they stay in it, and a bit of attrition. So Jess will be looking to maybe get a few more points finishes this season.
Hopefully, but down there in 15th, she definitely does have to improve on her lap time, but I believe she did just recently go onto the soft tyres. She's stopped on the track. I think that's just to let
it's just that cars through. Yeah, obviously traffic is a major. It's such a short lap. Traffic can be an issue. As True's out again in his purple sector 1, so looking to improve on his benchmark pole position time, as Apex World does as well. Obviously Apex World raced last season, he showed quite good pace, so the guys that sort of in the midfield last season, they may get elevated to the front, because obviously the guys at the front last season have either been promoted to higher tiers or they're not racing anymore. So these guys that were a bit out the spotlight last season, expect them to be fighting for the wins.
Yeah, I know this is a very short lap time around this track, but look how close these lap times are.
Yeah,
I believe that's to the end of his lap time. Hopefully he didn't get any dirt yet by that car coming into the pit lane to the final corner. Where could this put him? Yes, he does. Good lap from him into getting to the 7s. And nearly a 10th clear of Rogue, so it's a really good lap from the Ferrari driver.
Yeah, look, you've got that 14th place. TJ, he's up there. You mentioned that close bit of Zotti pair. Knocks that down. I was about to mention, but now that's been Dublin, but Sorty Bear goes at 103.5. But look, down to 40th place TJ. He's only won a bit seconds off pole, and obviously with such a short lap, you do expect to see a tight grid, and a good lap there from Sorty Bear. But we know Enns is capable of more, because he obviously did that lap on 4 lap old tyres, and I believe Apex World is capable of more. So yeah, I think your prediction of maybe a high 3, a low 3 may be correct.
We've got 5.5 minutes left to go of this session, nearing the end game.
Yeah, it's Liam. Oh, so Liam's on the lap, but he's invalidated against Liam. He's not having a good run so far. He's invalidated all his qualifying laps, and he hasn't got a lap time on the board yet. He'll be looking to improve from that 18th place, but yeah, it's not the smoothest qualifying session for Liam on his return.
Hopefully he can get a lap time on the board. I know Liam, he can be a very quick driver, as long as he doesn't make these mistakes. But yeah, these mistakes, they definitely will cost him if he keeps on making them. But hopefully he can improve in the final end of this qualifying session. Yeah,
I remember season 12 Australia, first round season, he nicked my pole position. He got pole and I was on second of the grid, so yeah, I know how quick he is on his day, and I remember he took me out in turn 1 as well, so but that's water under the bridge now, yeah, and he's a good guy, and he's coming to pits now, so he should have enough time to come out and fresh set tyres, but he's going to have to take it careful in turn 1. You don't want to validate again, because I think he only have enough time for one flying lap, so he's putting pressure on himself for sure. There's Bush Lightyear, I believe he's on an in lap, and I believe most guys are on laps. Let's go towards Adam, who also hasn't set a lap time yet in the Mercedes. Obviously a new driver starting in Mercedes, so a lot of pressure on this guy. What can he do? We haven't seen much of him so far. 16-1 in the first sector. It's a couple of tenths off the best, not too bad, but he's just looking to get a lap time on the board, and maybe try and get top 10 here. That's what I think he's capable of.
Yeah, hopefully Adam can hook this lap up. I'm not sure if this was correct on Paz, but He did go purple through the first sector on my screen. So going through the middle sector, see if he can keep that pace up, going through the rough curve. He goes down into 6th place. I usually go down to 5th place there, but you're gonna get more rev, more turning, but he holds it in 6th, keep more high speed through the final section of the track. The double right-hander, onto 7th gear, a lot of aero needed through there. Through the final corner, where can this put him? Yellow flag in the final sector, and it's 1.4, puts him into P11.
Yeah, it seemed quite a smooth lap for him. You know, so we could get on the ball. If he stayed in 11th place, that could be one of the best places to be. Because if you start 11th, you get a fresh set of tyres. So bear in mind, if it is a dry race, we're still not sure whether for the race, so it could be a wet race. But if it's a dry race, he's in the prime position as Alpha, as an Ends has spun it out turn 3, I believe, on an outlap. So cold tyres, combination of cold tyres and that difficult traction zone has made him spin round there. So obviously his tyres won't be in the best shape for his run, and I believe his best lap's still on them 4-lap old soft. So he's got to get lapping, hasn't he? Because he won't start them old tyres.
Definitely not, but I think this is about the 3rd or 4th time I've seen Ends pit spin in this qualifying session, so I'm not sure if he's just making these mistakes, if he's trying to get used to no traction control or something, but he definitely needs to buff out these mistakes and get them done in qualifying so he doesn't make sure he makes these mistakes in the race.
Got Senna's on good lap here, coming out the corner, but it gets a little bit too much curve, and that's going to cost him some time. And indeed it does. I think he lost a couple of attempts in the final corner. He just hit the inside curve a little bit too much, and that sent him wide. And once you go wide in that final corner, that curve, you just lose all your momentum. And yeah, Craig Senna was on to improve there. He only improved by half a tenth, would have been 4th, but he stays in 6th. Salty Bear's still in the pits. Will he be able to come out? He's leaving it late. He's still in the pits, so I'm not sure he's going to have time to come out. So his Apex Rogue set's good first sector in the 15.9, so he's improved by a little bit. What's he capable of? As he's his first quick guy in the lap. With Gaza behind, so a good first sector. So Gaza might be on for a good lap here. He's improving. Let's go on board with the Red Bull driver. Can he get in the top 5? Through the final corner, looks quite smooth. Yeah. Takes a nice line. What can he do? He's up to 4th. Good lap there for Gaza. He'd be happy with that in the freeze. Apex Rogue, he's at the final 2 corners now. He's had a good lap so far. He's up a little bit. This could maybe get him on the front row if he nails it. Oh no, he lost some time in the final sector. Let's see what. And Ends has not improved, so he's got 1 lap to improve unless he's sat in 4-lap old tyres. And Salty Bear is in the pit, so he can't improve. So Salty Bear is a sitting target for these drivers. Who can beat him? It's looking like quite comfortable. Let's go on board Kinnan. He's on a good lap. He improves his time, but not his position.
Oh, Liam puts his Alpha into P4. Really good lap. Where'd that come from?
I know, yeah. This is a man's figure. Liam. He's capable. He just needs to do it more consistently. A good lap for him, and he'll be happy with that position. Obviously, he's a mate's work. What's he doing? Is he on a cool lap? Yes, he is. What can Truth do? Can he improve? He's the guy most likely to take punches off Salty Bear. What's he on for? Looks quite good so far. Has he improved? No, he's a 10th down. What about Rogue? What can he do? He improves his time, but not his position. Gaz is in. What about Ends? Or Ends has not improved, so he'll be starting in 4-lap old softs. Not ideal for him. Kingan, who's on a slow lap. What about TJ? TJ's improved. Zach Jarvis has slowed down. TJ, what can he do? '11th, so he says 11th, good for him. That's probably the best he should be. What about Jacko, our new driver? What can he do? Improve. I think Jasper be the last person on the flying lap. She's improved by half a second according to that. So, and she does improve by half a second, but she's still 19th. But good lap for her to get in the 6.5s.
I believe that's qualifying done. Yeah, it is. Really close qualifying from the front guys.
Yeah, and Modern Bear, his first pole, he did that quite early on. I just presume maybe he ran out of tyres, that's why he didn't come out. Maybe he got the time wrong. Swear that for him well there. Do you not mind reading through the order for us?
course. So we have a Salty Bear on pole position with a 1 minute 3.5. In P2 we have Truth NRP. P3 we have Rogue. P4 Liam. 5th we have Gazaman. 6th N. 7th Alpha. 8th Senna. 9th is Kingun. And Butch rounds out your top 10. And outside of the top 10 we have TJW in 11th. Zach Jarvis 12th. Adam in 13th. Jacko in 14th. 15th we have Storm. 16th we have MCFC Boy. 17th we have Indecisive. And 18th we have Liliart. And in 19th we have Jess Games.
Yeah,
Jess Gamer.
Yeah, obviously 2.5 seconds cover the field, but if you're qualifying, but if you're 16th, you're only 1.2 seconds off pole, so yeah, a very close grid as expected. And MCFC Boy, obviously quickest in qualifying night, but didn't have such a good qualifying there. He'll be looking to improve as we head into the race.
So it looks like we do have a really good race on our hands, a really close one. Who do you think's going to take it?
Well, it's hard to tell. Yeah, maybe a bit of rain on the horizon, judge it by that, but yeah. It's hard to tell because that grid's so close. I think Liam's capable. Cause he did that lap on one. He had one lap and did a good lap there. I think Liam's capable of getting a good result. But I fancy Truth. I think Truth may win. I think Truth had good race pace last season, and I think I sense confidence from him from his media day stuff. And when he got the Ferrari seat, he told me he feels quite happy with what he's got. So I think Truth may be the favourite, but I fancy Liam for a podium.
Yeah, it would be a really good result for the Scott, but I think Salty Bear the Pulse is going to take. I believe he did take pole by, I think it was 2 tenths or 1.5 tenths. So he does definitely have to pay 1 lap pace over these guys. Just depends whether he can pull away at the start and after the opening laps.
Obviously, Salty Bear was the constructors champion for last season alongside Gus. So yeah, he's had good season so far. As I'll mention one of our other sponsors, Next Level Racing. Obviously, they're a long time sponsor with us, and obviously this season they're going to supply a wheel stand to the winner of the Going Gets Tough award. And what the Going Gets Tough award is an award where, as we've got a spin on the formation lap already, I believe that's ends one again. Yeah, so it's really traction. But yeah, the Going Get Tough award is an award where if you're outside the top 3, so you won't get like a trophy or a voucher, which the other prizes are, but if you're outside the top 3 and you attend all races and take part in all the midday activities like your pre-racing interviews, your post-racing interviews, you're eligible for this award where you win a trophy and a wheel stand. Obviously last season I believe Dexter won it, and there was 8 drivers in contention for the award at the end. So if you're not going to finish in top 3, don't be afraid. You can still win a prize, which is good to see. As we mentioned our tyres quickly, as everyone's on the softs apart from MCFC Boy and Hards, and just came on the medium, so I think that might suggest a bit of rain on the horizon, that everybody's on the softs.
Potentially, the Hard is a really interesting option for MCFC because he's going to have absolutely no pace at the start of the race as the tyres need to heat up, and Jess Games on the medium compound, she's definitely going to go longer into the race, so maybe she's going to try and make the medium soft works, bearing in mind the race stays completely dry.
Well, the absolute back of the grid, got nothing to lose, as about to get ready. Obviously Salty Bear on pole position. We've got 6 teams in the top 6, which is good to see. We could have a nice wide open championship this season as we're about to get underway. Just waiting for the final few cars to line up on the formation lap. The formation was a bit jumped up because of Enzi's spin. He dropped a little bit back, but he's able to rejoin his position. It's a long wait for the lights.
Hopefully the lobby hasn't crashed.
No, yeah, we've been waiting a long time for these lights to come up. Normally out by now. I'm not sure what's happening. I didn't see anybody leave or join during the lobby. So yeah, it's quite unusual to wait this long. Everybody's on the grid, so hopefully there's no. TJ has left the session, so I wonder if that might be the reason why we're being delayed here. But yeah, this is not ideal obviously for the drivers prepping for the race, and not ideal for us commentators either.
No, so I think it's that glitch where there's like stuck in the loading screen where everyone's readying up except for one person. That might have been TJ, I'm not very sure, but I wonder if this will prompt a lobby restart or not.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that for you, and once we get some news we'll let you know, but hopefully once we get the strategy screen loaded up, that's redundant for us because we were doing the mandatory 2 stop, so that is, we're still waiting, and I believe, so I was going board with the chat, see what's going on there. So any mention of what's happening? Well, I believe it's Zach Jarvis who is causing the issue, so if he, so maybe if he leaves the lobby, we might be able to get this race started. TJ has rejoined, so maybe we won't get to jump in his car, but yeah, maybe this might be a restart, maybe, don't know, there's no confirmation of such yet. Oh, there's Zach Jarvis. Oh, I've got a blue screen.